Mr. Secretary, can you record that Jing will make another request to fill up the stanzas? And do you have a goal on next sync up? How many stanzas do we want to have completed the photo?
Oh, thank you. Yes. Let's say at least 10.
10? Okay.
Yeah, let's get 10 stanzas. Yeah.
Okay, can we put that request? And we will complete 10 stanzas with a photo in the next sync up. Stanza. Baik, baik. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Is there any further discussion about this thing? No? Over there? No? No? Okay, move on then. The title idea board. Okay. I want a help from Mr. Secretary. Can you be the timekeeper for this? Because last time we got very stuck at this. Can you time this discussion for 5 minutes? Not more than that. So if we reach 5 minutes, can you please tell me? Yeah? Thank you. Okay. So title idea board. Is there any? Okay. Starting from the very left, profession. We need to add another new vocab in profession. Designer. Let's see if we have designer already or not. Don't think so. Hmm? Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Smart.
Yep.
Yep. You should use command F. That's correct. Designer. Anything else that we want to add in profession? Anna? Newcomer? Oh?
Footballer.
Footballer.
Football player.
Football player.
Footballer is different than soccer.
Playboy.
Playboy.
Profession.
Oh wait, yeah, that's probably the last time.
If I get salary
Singer,
from
singer.
Playboys.
Singer. What would you think would be interesting if you came to a singer house? What would you expect in a singer house?
Like, you know, I went to this place that actually have the concept of office. So like they have all the pop artist decoration, like pop art in the 60s, paintings, and then like your shirt, for example. That's this type of the singer things on the pop culture in the 60s.
Okay.
So it could be Elvis and such.
Alright. Okay, we can add singer to the board. Is there anything else for profession?
Historian.
Historian.
That's good.
Yeah, not yet. Okay, you can add that. What else?
How about a collector?
Collector.
Like this.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Collectors.
Like this ancient things collector.
Maybe
Like
for
they
the
have many
collector, he has his blah
decorative
blah blah
things.
collector. He can do okay on collector.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
okay.
kind of.
Yeah, we can add collector. Okay. Anything else?
Cinematographer, right? Do we have that already? Shit, we have.
Videographer. We got videographer. Yep. Oh, we have singer already here.
Movie director? How about the
Director, yeah.
movie director?
Yeah.
Okay. Next we can post the singer with the director because singer is already up here.
Okay.
Alright.
Novelist.
Novelist, we have
it already.
Yes. Last week.
Uh,
Are we have scientists already?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Professor. Where?
Already.
Scientists already?
Already.
Already. So how about
Not yet.
not yet? Okay. Engineer,
Yeah.
electrical kita belum man. Kita terlalu tidak formal.
So the guest will expect there's no electrical issues at all. And then,
Hacker.
Hacker.
Yeah.
Do you think hacker will rent that house?
Yeah, well, no, actually, there's a hacker house concept actually. So there's just basically where it's like co-living for people who are doing software jobs. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hacker house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
Okay.
Okay, I'm proposing a new way to discuss this thing. So, to make things go faster, can we just add things before the sync up? And then highlight it with blue. And then we will discuss it whether if it can go to the idea board or not.
Yes.
How about that?
Good.
Okay?
Yeah.
I motioned that. Do I have a second?
Sure.
Alright, alright, motion passed. Ada yang against?
No.
Alright. Can we move on? Yes! Alright, moving on. Thank you guys.
Same guys.
Old business. Okay, so
Maaf ya Mbak Ara. Iya.
orang? Bisa lagi?
Oh wow.
Vitamin.
Okay, fat.
Make yourself.
Kita di sini bisa nih
Wow,
geser.
everyone's here.
Iya.
Oh, that's a lot of copywriting interest. Wow, this guild has grown a lot. Wow.
I'm expecting someone that aren't here to get honest. I believe Flashing Cup, someone promised me, but yeah, there's no business. Alright, moving on to the old business of practice. Okay, so new articles. We already Daniel actually already working on the travel hacks, and he will present it on the new business later on. So I can move on first with the old business to the retail management. Nah, I believe Flashing Cup agreed to Connie to invite one of the hosts here. He will invite Ivan or Rian onto the job, but okay. Masih di jalan, skip dulu. Okay, it didn't happen, but let's expect that on next week. Yeah. Alright, moving on to the new business of practice. Ching provide us with the new practice. Do you want to
Yes.
shed some lights?
Okay, so I'm gonna invite everybody to this paper. If you look on your, if the chairman can open it, I'll start getting busy, right? So
The paper or the photo?
I'll copy the photos over and see if I can actually. Okay, so that's one photo. If you click on the link, Mrs. Chair, I'll show you what I have in mind. So what I'm having in mind is that we can all just take a moment to practice writing titling for this. So person and then the title, or we'll just call it. We're not. Oh, writer. Do we have that as a profession? Okay. So I would like to invite everybody onto this document and give it a shot, right? So Google, you guys bring your machines? No? Okay, alright. Alright, let's just take a look at the few. Daniel, and then Devonda, and then Noffel, and then Vita. Okay, alright. Alright, so this is just practice. I'm going to give you guys a brief, yeah? So if we can enlarge those images, I'll give the guild a brief. And so this is actually a pretty interesting case. Let's see. Noli and I discovered this almost about 4 months ago when we were going up to Ubud. So we went to this place up in Tagalog, and what we saw was that there was a Balinese local. He's a musician. His name's Yoga. So Yoga created this cabin that floats above the rice paddies here, right? So what essentially he's done is he's found an interesting way to interconnect his cabins over the rice paddies without destroying the entire rice paddy, right? So I thought this was actually a fairly unique design, and I think at best it should look like almost like the Maldives, like an over-the-water bungalow, but over the rice paddy bungalow. So you open it up and you just see this thick grass going over. And the second part I thought that was fairly interesting was that this design is very, very sustainable and environmentally friendly for two reasons. One is the culture. So what we're seeing happen in a lot of parts of Indonesia is that tourism replaces agricultural culture, because tourism creates a building over what had been a rice paddy. And once a rice paddy has been concreted over, it will never become a rice paddy again. So this one is I think it's a very fascinating solution in sustainable architectural practices, in celebrating the heritage and creating a space that is family run and it's also very fresh concept. I haven't seen anybody do this before. They have not preserved rice paddies in the sort of development of tourism accommodations. So my challenge is this now. Let's go around the room and see what kind of titles people want to give for this particular property. And don't take longer, just kind of wrap it out, right? Don't take more than like 10 seconds. So we'll start with Boo Boo. Boo Boo, what title would you give to this particular property?
Extraordinary cottage in the middle of
Secretary, right?
extraordinary cottage in the middle of rice field.
Okay, fantastic. Let's go over to Ara. Ara, what would you give please?
Serene floating cottage. Serene cottage floating in the middle of rice field.
Okay.
Surreal.
Okay.
Serene. Serene cottage floating in the middle of rice field.
Okay. All right, over to Daniel. Hey, where's Muffle? Okay, there.
Oh,
I
The bawah.
Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, all right, yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel put rural Balinese hut with rice terrace view. And okay, Devanda.
Master Neil. Master Neil. Something extra.
Surreal.
Iya, extraordinary.
Okay, well, let's focus. Yeah. Or if you have your own device, you can just go ahead and type it in too. Right?
Okay.
Okay, let's go to Nuffle.
My turn.
Mhm.
Sorry. Authentic Balinese cabin in with rice paddy view.
Okay. Balinese cabin with rice paddy field.
With rice paddy field view.
Okay, and Vita's writing her own already.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
thinking right now.
Okay, and then to Diva.
I overthink stuff like that. Sustainable wooden cabin in the sustainable wooden cabin. Nested in the middle of our spreadsheet.
Nested.
Nested. N-A-S-T-E-D.
Yes, sorry.
In the middle of our spreadsheet.
Okay, all right, fantastic. Okay, Vita's having some writer's block over there. And okay,
Rizal.
all right. I wrote eco-culture cabins floating over Ubud. Hey, one thing at a time. Order. Okay, eco-culture cabins floating over Ubud rice paddies. Okay, now here's the second part. This part is where the fun starts. Criticisms. Okay. Does anybody have any feedback let's just call it that way, right? So it's a little bit more 20th century. Yeah. We're doing criticism. All right, for Boo Boo. Is there anything that anybody would like to say about Boo Boo's title? Oh, sorry, I'm hijacking this subject.
Okay. Moving on. But we're trying to practice.
Okay, good.
That's fine.
Anybody have any feedback for Boo Boo? Okay, here's my feedback right away, alright? This is maybe not to Boo Boo, but this is to the person who put this in. In should never be capitalized, right?
Oh,
And neither should in and middle should never be capitalized, because those are not formal words. Those are not even like important words. Those are just prepositions. So that, I think, is just one small grammar thing. The second part is extraordinary. Extraordinary is a very, I think, it's too general. It can apply to anything, right? You can say my table is extraordinary, my hair is extraordinary, my shirt's extraordinary. So in a way, I would call that a lazy word that doesn't really match very closely to what this specific situation is. So extraordinary, I would say, is a little bit too broad. Does anybody else have any feedback for Google? Okay, maybe let's go to Ara. Ara's serene cottage floating in the middle of a rice field. Okay, anybody else have any feedback?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
When we define this is a cottage, this is a cabin, this is a
Okay, so the question is
You?
when can we define if something is a cottage, a cabin, or a hut, or whatever else? Yeah.
Barak.
Barrack. It's kind of the same word, and I guess the only reason you would change it is just for variety. So if you feel like you've used cottage 16 times this week, then you can use cabin. If you use cabin 15 times, then use cottage.
Hence the title board.
Hence the title board. We have a title board so that it's like spice, right? If you use too much like ketchup, manis, you can use like sambal mata.
Oh, sir, but actually there's differences between cottage, cabin.
What is the difference between a cottage and a cabin?
We do have theories in the campus, right?
Yeah.
And you take the class, right? Nah, jelaskan.
yeah,
There's actually difference.
but I didn't know what that's real meaning of that theory.
What
Because it's just define cottage. I think the definition of cottage and cabin or something like that is not very different.
Sometimes it means four walls without touching another wall, right? So usually a cottage doesn't touch another building. So it's like this doesn't really touch another building. So you can
Yeah,
almost say
like
this is-
bungalow.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
bungalow, right? So sometimes it's that, but cottage and cabin and bungalow, I generally get the same sort of idea that they're private, separate, independent from something else. Like a townhouse, apartment, you'll have neighbors on both sides, above, below you, but anything of this should be freestanding in some words. Yeah? Okay. Once again, capitalization, floating. I notice we do that quite a lot in our content. We capitalize sometimes when we shouldn't capitalize, but floating is my thing on that one. Is there any positive or negative feedback for Ara on this title? Yes.
This. He highlighted the floating part, which is the best value of the, not the best value, but the unique highlight of this part.
I would agree. I would agree. So diva, floating is kind of a cool word.
Everything sounds with floating breakfast, floating bed, I don't know, floating sex,
You
floating
float too.
Floating is a great word because it creates a sense of holiday, right? So just float on your back and relax. Creates a sense of tranquility. It's actually quite strong. Okay, all right. Any other feedback? Okay, let's go to the next one. Daniel, rural Balinese hut with rice terrace view. Any feedback for Daniel?
I think hut is supposed to be something that is like fins, I don't know how to explain it, but it's supposed to be with that. Apalah itu namanya? Because like it's totally not a hut, I think, right?
Sorry?
It's not how hut looks like.
Oh, really? How does it look like?
Fins itu loh, aku nggak tahu jelasin.
Huts like
Fins Beach Club.
Yeah.
Papua gitu loh.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
hut. It's supposed to be rust. rustic,
Yes.
you know.
Ah.
Yes.
With a cone roof, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's it.
Should we take a look on Google and see what hut shows? Okay.
Blue.
Alright, okay. Interesting. Any other feedback? Not a hut.
Nah.
See, hunters always have that. I don't know how
A
is it
pondok.
called.
Oh, it has a
Yeah.
cone
It's
roof.
a
This, yeah.
heavy roof.
Hairy roof,
Yes.
yeah, that's the hut in the
Okay.
cave.
Like Pizza Hut.
Like
But with
like
hut.
a-
Heavy.
Yeah, okay, alright. A hut, well, that's a hut. Chancellor Hut, Westland Thai Potoni National Park, New Zealand. That's a New Zealand hut, this one right here.
It's kind of different from the Western and the Asian hut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So maybe that. This is a Balinese hut.
yeah.
Oh.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
But it's wrong.
But Pizza Hut doesn't have a soft roof, right? Look at Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut has a Pizza Hut is a jogolo.
Right. Limasan.
Limasan.
What?
Pizza Hut is a limasan. Wait,
Right.
Can we check it out?
Logonya, logonya.
Limasan. The logo
The
of
logo?
Pizza Hut.
The logo Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Limasan.
Okay. So
Alright.
what do we think about what Arash is saying? Is this a hut or not? I guess we'd have to agree. We'd have to get like some sort of consensus around it.
If based on dictionary, it just means a small, simple, single-story house or shelter.
Okay. So it could be a hut. Yeah. Okay. When sometimes we lack a certain specific word, I think it's okay to use hut as a music lyric. Right? Like in lyrics and music, you don't actually use a word to convey, let's say, the meaning, but you use the word almost to convey the feeling. Right?
But also, it's very dangerous to use rural Balinese hut. Like, you have to really make sure that that is authentic, like rural Balinese hut.
So
like,
you're stating
once-
something that maybe
yeah,
we don't actually
because
know.
like you can get not like the harsh way say shoot by the guest, like if it has like Japanese what is it
Elements,
authenticity elements instead of Balinese, because like
So-
you say rural Balinese hut, it's supposed to be really authentic as you said rural too.
Got it.
So,
Okay, so
yeah.
ours arguing a case of authenticity about this. This could be an authenticity thing. In a technical way, it is in the rural area. It is in Bali. It's a hut. So,
Technically
So it,
speaking.
it's biased.
but it could have an authenticity issue. Somebody who really
Create
understands it
bias.
could see. Okay, all right. Any other feedback on this one? Nope. Okay, all right. So we had sort of a contention about hut. Okay, what about Devanda, surreal homestay of rice field? Any feedback for that? Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Surreal homestay, what I imagine is that homestay that made of rice field. Right? It's like
Cereal.
Oh,
homestay,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
It's about the rice field,
It's a
right?
homestay of rice fields. It's a homestay made from rice fields.
Yeah.
Pupuk.
Sawah.
Okay. Okay. Any other feedback? Yes. So to step on this, this is a grammar mistake, I believe. So it shouldn't be of rice fields. It should be in a rice field or near a rice field. The preposition of implies that it's made of rice fields. So it's like if I say a house of the ocean, then the house is made from the ocean. Right? It's a house of brick, or a house of glass, or a house of bones. Then it implies that that house is made from that material. So a homestay of rice fields implies that it's made of rice fields, which is a little bit confusing. Right? So this is a sort of a grammar improvement tip. Okay, any other feedback?
Daniel?
Is the term surreal correct? Because from what I searched on Google, surreal should look like this. I mean, it's a bizarre and uniquely
Something
Okay.
that is
imaginative. Like because of thinking.
Okay. Okay, any other feedback? I tend to agree with what Daniel just said.
Yeah.
So surreal really would depend on the photography, right?
Yes.
If the photography created almost a hyper-real situation where you're not sure is this real or is this like Photoshop, that could be surreal, right? Like a pink beach is surreal. You're like, am I saying this right? Or like a blue beach, right, would be surreal. Like if the sand on the beach was blue, or green, or something.
Third.
I'm not sure what that is. Hello.
Hi
Hi
there.
guys.
How's it going?
Sorry, I had some issues with my phone.
With who?
Do you have an interview, my dear?
Yeah.
With who?
With you from.
Oh, with me. Okay. All right. Sorry. Okay. Can I come back to you in about 15 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, fantastic.
Bye guys.
Bye.
I'm taking interviews? Okay. All right. No idea.
I thought that was Allison, and I'm like, wow, great timing. I'm like, welcome.
Allison has actually volunteered to do editing parts, and this is practice for that.
Oh really?
This is actually a simulation for what Allison might be doing.
All right. Stop this guy.
Okay, alright, some discussion. Alright, let's keep on going. Okay, so bizarre and unique. Yes, it would depend on the photo. If, let's say, for example, the photo was you open up the doors and there's just like infinite amount of green rice field outside, I would say surreal is a pretty good word for that, right? Because it looks something that could possibly not exist. Like Maldives, but with rice paddy. Okay, cool.
Answer. I think sometimes when we want to make a title, we need to make some part of title have general means that make people not confused when read the title.
Explain,
Like
please.
like something general. When people read the surreal homestay of rice field or something like our guest is not only from English people who using English. Sometimes it's just direct and something like general, so people can know what it means. Something like
right.
that.
Okay, that's a really interesting discussion. So, does anybody else have any follow-up to what Novel just said? So, Novel's point, if I'm understanding correctly, is we should make a title that's general so that it has a wide,
Yes.
it has a wide range of appeal. Okay, great. Does anybody agree or disagree or want to add to what Novel and Daniel have stated?
Yes, at some point I pretty agree to that because I get that it's a I think it's too lofty for using a word that is like that. It's good in the copywriting sense, but for the target market itself, it will be like not as broadened as something that easily to be understood.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Interesting. Okay, any other feedback?
Yeah, I believe I've read from the book also that. But I agree with Novel not to make it all general, but just make a few keywords of the whole title in general, to serve the audience, right? We want the audience to understand, not to amaze.
Okay,
Yes.
got it.
Yes, that's my point actually.
Interesting, actually. What is the purpose of a title? And just this quick sub-discussion, and we'll come back. What is the purpose of the title?
To catch the
Purpose?
eye.
Okay, to get it.
To catch the eye.
To catch the eye?
I'm not agree with it. Photo catch the eye, title gives the feelings to.
So the
Yes.
photo catches the eye, and the title gives the feeling.
I think title is enter part for people to take the listing.
Okay,
That's-
got it. Okay, any other things? Okay, yes, Google.
Simple, just like a simple description about the photo.
Okay, so it's a description of the photo, like caption of the photo. Okay. Anything else? Anything else?
So the picture is
Mhm.
to get your attention.
Yes.
But the title is supposed to be something that make you click.
Oh, okay. All right. Interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to explain. Like, you say like the photos catch your eye. That's true too. But let's say we see a sign with a warning sign on it. That's a text, right? I mean, text can be eye-catching things too. But
Okay.
what's Ara said, the title is to.
Yeah, I can actually almost what is it, menggabungkan between Diba and
Yeah,
Daniel, like when we see the pictures, okay, this is interesting, I want to see it. But when you successfully make a good title, it will bring them a feeling and then makes them think, okay, I imagine this surreal, for example, this. I want to check, is it as surreal as I think?
The title gives the context to the photo.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So, okay, a lot of ideas here. So, titles can create the feeling to click it. Titles can get us to further go down. Titles can catch our eye. It's all partially true. Think of a world of, let's say, before there were photographs, right? So, when there was just print, then the title was essentially the main hero photo, right?
Yes.
It's that first thing that you see that gets you to actually read.
Yes.
So in most cases, I think the title's purpose is still remain the same. The title is to get you to read. If you just have a photo, the photo might just get you to read, oh, okay, that's beautiful, that's nice. But the title does suck you in. The title says, hey, I've got a story to tell. You should listen to my story.
Yeah.
And this is just the beginning
Yes.
of that. It's like the cover of a book.
Yes.
So in many ways, without a title or without a catchy title, then people are just, oh, that's nice, and, you know. But a title should get you to like, huh? What is that about? It should really be a hook.
Yes.
So that's all it is. A title is a hook to bring you in, to get you to consume the listing. And if a title has done that, then great. If it's too confusing and too obscure and just makes you go, then that doesn't work. So the best combination is something that triggers a curiosity.
Yes.
The photo says something, and then the title triggers, oh, I have to read that, right?
Yes.
Like the photo might be a mushroom, and you said, crazy poisonous mushroom kills 2 children playing on a playground. You're like, what happened there, right? And so you click and you read more. Or you can just say a mushroom grows in the woods. Okay. Of course mushrooms grow in woods. So okay, all right, great. Novel, your title. Any feedback for Novel's title?
Okay.
It's still about authenticity.
Okay, authenticity. Who's okay, all right.
Yeah. The same with my case.
Yeah.
The balinese part.
Yes.
Yeah, it's still about authenticity.
Okay.
It's not really balinese.
Okay. All right. Any other feedback?
It should be authentic cabin in Bali. It is very.
Yes, or authentic cabin in Ubud.
Okay.
When we tell about Ubud, people can catch that because Ubud is so popular in Bali.
Got it. Authentic cabin Urban. Okay. Any other comments? I will press this. I think anything that needs to be said authentic automatically makes it less authentic.
Yes.
So it's like saying, I don't know how to express it, but it's almost like saying I'm 100% genuine.
Like you don't have to say that you're telling the truth if you're
Telling the truth. Like big brands never say they're authentic; they just are. Right?
Yes.
You don't see Apple saying this is an authentic computer.
Yes.
You know, what does that even mean? So authenticity is the end result, but the way to get there should always be a way that shows authenticity or expresses it without having to be overtly authentic. I felt like authentic when people use it. I feel like it becomes inauthentic immediately because it becomes a marketing tool. It becomes a marketing directive. Doc Martens never say they're authentic. They just are. Right? Yoast never says it's authentic. It just is. Authenticity almost describes a type of a yearning. It's like I'm not there yet. That's why I have to tell you I am authentic. So authenticity can be it can trigger those types of doubt. Okay, next one to Vita. Vintage Balinese housing floating in the midst of rice. I assume this is house, right?
I put that housing.
Okay.
Because kind of feeling like localized cultures, like.
Okay, any other comments?
I think vintage not related for this property
Okay, alright. Not related.
because vintage is like postmodernism. It's like not wooden. Wooden is not vintage for architecture perspective, I think.
Okay. Any other comments? I would disagree. I think anything that looks a bit older can be vintage. Like you can have a vintage clock made out of wood.
Yeah.
You can have vintage furniture made out of wood.
Mm.
You can have vintage limasan made out of wood, like Chenkir. Chenkir is a very vintage design, and that's meant to create like it's all wood pretty much, right? Wood actually expresses a vintage culture in almost the most direct way because wood ages. Metal doesn't age. Metal just kind of stays the same. That plastic never ages. It always looks the same. So vintage could be an okay term, I think. I wouldn't put that against it. Okay. Any other comments so far? Nope. Okay. All right. Oh, funny. All right. Now me. Okay. Any comments about mine? Eco culture, cabins for over Ubud.
Full culture, cabins, floating over. Sir.
Yes.
Maybe it's came back to before the case before. I think cabins is more general, like between the cottage or bungalow. I think even this room we can see this room. We can say that this room is cabin, but we can say this house is cottage, right? Cottage it's more. It's I ask you because you're using the cabins too. Is that cabins is more general than cottage or hut or something like that? Cabin is when we know that building is hut, the hut is have the cabin too.
I think all three are synonyms. I think cabin, hut, cottage.
That's different.
I think they're all synonyms, meaning they're all the same. They're pretty much all. Cabin sort of implies to me more wooden for some reason. I can think of Uncle Tom's cabin. I can think of George or Abraham Lincoln's cabin, a log cabin. So essentially, a cabin has this feeling to me of it's private, it's standalone, and it's like sort of in the woods, it's in some sort of wilderness setting, right? A cottage, for some reason to me, is mostly made out of stone or a harder material. So I don't know why, but that's just an impression. It could be one way or the other.
Okay.
And a hut, yes, tends to have usually a small roof, but not always either.
Okay.
But essentially, I think what the core is it's a standalone building, 4 walls and a roof, and kind of like boxy. Okay. Any comment on using this word, eco-culture?
Culture.
I like it actually because I was thinking about like sustainable and eco as one of the titlings, but it was kept like sustainable. I think it's like too mainstream already. So eco culture is something new.
Okay. Any other comments on that? Yes.
Can you please explain to us what eco-culture means?
Great. You know, that is exactly the thought process I just went through, what Vita just said. I created that word right now, right? But it has that hook. If you wonder what it means, maybe you'll click on it to figure out what I mean. Yeah. So if the title is, if it's a little bit vague, remember this is a little bit more like music. Rather, we're not doing technical writing. We're doing like artistic writing. So all you really want somebody to do is to go, what does eco-culture mean? Let me click on this and find out more. All right. So you can almost invent new words here. You can go like sustainer-friendly, right? Or eco-wilderness, or eco-vintage. You can kind of create all these new combinations. They're new flavors. It's like when you go to the ice cream store and you see what is mango berry vanilla taste like, right? And it kind of creates that curiosity. It should taste good in your mind first, but if it creates that, then you hook them. Now they want to know what does eco-culture mean. And they'll read it. They'll open the listing and they'll see what that eco-culture is. That's it. That's a title. A title should be catchy enough, and it should be bold and inventive enough where you're almost like synthesizing new language as you're coming out. And so it's like rappers or hip hop. They like what does this dirt off your shoulder mean? Like who comes up with that? Or like what is fascism? Or like this is just nonsense words. But it gets people to start wondering, where does that come from? Well, why do you say that? What is this new jargon that you're coming up with?
including owners. I've done that before, and owners want to change it back.
This is where we have the debate with owners about CTR, right? And as long as we can bring it back and say, people are clicking on it, so it's good, right? People are clicking on it and they want to know. When you call a place a billionaire's hideaway, what does a billionaire's hideaway look like? I don't know, I've never seen something like that. But when you call something a cozy room by the beach, everyone kind of knows what that looks like. But what if you call it like a secret pirate cove cabin near the beach? What does that look like? What's inside that story? So whatever it is, it should create that itch. It should create something like, I've just got to find out what that word means. This isn't the best word, but if you get into this modality, create new words that nobody's heard of before, but somebody can imagine what the flavor is, then you're on your way. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Sir,
Yes.
but
Or it's just nonsense, and they always come back to you. It's
but if we use that word, can that word be our trick after that when people have not have the experience not as like as them expected?
What does eco culture mean? It's
Nah.
your word. You
Mm.
created it. And so what they expect is something that is
Bias.
it's in their own mind what it
Mm.
means. And believe me, after they clicked on it and gone through it, they won't remember why. They'll look at your photos, right?
Okay.
It's sort of like your CV after you've been hired. Nobody looks at it anymore. It was just to get you in the door. So, eco luxury was something that we created for La Jolla, right?
Mm.
Nobody had used that word before, but then that was really catchy because nobody could imagine what does eco luxury look like. So, is it like a hut that's nice?
Mm.
Is it like kind of glamping? Glamping, new word, right? Glamour, camping. So once again, somebody invented that. Now everyone uses it, and it's become more mainstream. So the part of copywriting I think that's exciting, that's really is just being bold and being inventive and just triggering new words that don't exist yet.
Okay.
Okay, all right, last one. Diva, sustainable wooden cabin nested in the middle of a rice paddy. Any comments, feedback?
Is it nested without?
No, nested. I mean, I get what you mean.
Nested versus nestled. Okay. Any other comments? I like this word nest. It's like floating. It kind of creates this idea that it's been specially prepared to be comfortable. It's a place where we nurture. It's a place where it's rooted in that area. It's deliberate. It's intentional. Any other feedback?
I don't like the sustainable.
Because I wanna. Okay. You know, I have
But
potential.
I think we can change the sustainable with eco culture. Eco culture. So it's can more perfect.
Because
Bravo, sir.
actually, I'm thinking on the concern of the audience. If you see the picture, why it's floating on the water, will it be sustainable for my stay? Right, that's what I had in mind. So I'm putting myself in the audience shoes. What are their concern when they're looking at the photo? And they're like, shit, it's in the water and it's floating. Will it be sustainable if I live there and having a like gorilla-like sex or something?
Gorilla like sex. Oh, that goes on.
That's more experience, right?
It's not sustainable, boy.
I want to be cool.
Maybe cooler.
So yeah.
That's more things to consider when you're making a list.
Okay.
What about sustainable traditional wooden cabin?
Sustainable traditional wooden cabin. Okay.
But too long?
Yeah, then that gets really.
Or sustain traditional?
Sustain tradisional. Jadi
Ecosystem.
ekosistem.
Sustainable.
How do I go to sustain?
Yeah, eco-sustainable or sustainable or sustainable.
No, eco is already sustained, so.
They really, this is a chance to be bold. We're always so bold in our photography. We add so much color, we add so many tones, we increase the intensity. But in language, oftentimes we're so polite, we're so conservative. So go out there and try out new crazy stuff. And the crazier it is, the more likely I think somebody will actually click on it anyways. Because they're just like, what the hell does that mean, right? Party funk psychedelic cabinet dropped on the rice paddy, right? People just go, what is that? Okay.
Ngapain gorilla sex itu?
Gorilla sex. Okay, sorry. Alright. So, okay, I thought that was playful, and perhaps we can have one of these episodes every time. And we can invite other copywriters to come in and also give us feedback in the future. Okay, back to the chair.
Thank you, Jay. Okay, so we can move on to the new business on blog. Daniel wants to present us of his new article here about travel hacks. Okay.
Okay. Let me start. Make it on the top. Okay. So before I start grading an article, I try to define who is our audience on the website. Right? So I asked Diba to open the Google Analytics, and I see. Can you click on it? Yeah. That is the age demographic. Yeah. Most our audience is from 18 until 45, I guess, on the top 3. So move on to the next picture. And their interest, as Google can track it, their interest in shopping, in travel, in arts, entertainment, and celebrity. Okay, close it. So I checked the location too, location from the audience, and the location is number 1 is from Indonesia, and number 2 is Australia, and number 3 is United States, and and from Indonesia they are mostly in Jakarta, Surabaya, and Denpasar. So I can come up with this profile of the audience is there should be a millennial from the young age who likes to arts, travel, shopping, and entertainment. Right. So I'm decide that the article is gonna be in Bahasa because the profile Indonesian.
Okay.
Bahasa means language, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can scroll it. So for the title is about travel. Sorry, you have the interview.
Okay, alright.
Do you want to move somewhere? I can tell her.
Bukit Vista 2.
Alright. Hi there.
Hi, still on a good time?
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna send you a link.
Okay.
And then you can go to. Alright. There you go. Can you see the link that I sent through chat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can you move to that room, madam?
Yeah. Can you show me again,
Sorry.
please?
Jim will be on that room, by the way. Can you see it?
You just click it.
Can you see the link that I sent through the chat?
No.
No?
For the chat.
Yeah, on the chat in this room.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye, have a nice day.
Biasa aja dong, Diba.
Jemput.
Cemburu. Meter ngomong hut, langsung jemput. Very rude.
Ini kenapa dia? Wih, bisa terbang lagi. Kita lihat. Oke.
Rizal, selamat Anda hari ini ya.
das masmu. Umat dasmu.
Lanjut.
Umat das masmu. Terus ada umat deh, terus ada tak malu.
Boleh tinggal lah ya, nek mau.
Okay, so I continue. The title about the travel hacks is 5 hal yang bisa milenial lakukan buat bikin liburan makin enak. So I intend to make the title a clickbait. So millennial is overused things I know, but people still use it nowadays, and it's gonna make you wanna click it. And five things is to make it simplified, like you get the point of 5 things. And liburan makin hemat, it intends to create this curiosity. What can I do for makes my traveling more cheaper, but not in any ordinary way. So let's move on to the next one. The first one, I gotta give the intro, like the background of the traveler and something like that. It's general, and I move on to the first list. It's common advice for the first, like bergabung dengan komunitas travel. So I give him advice about joining a travel, like a general. And from the second, OpenTrip. Not many people know about OpenTrip. Maybe for some people who love traveling quite often, but OpenTrip is a nice info and nice trips to give. And from the third one, OpenJustTip. Not many people think about it when they're going to traveling. So at this part, they should be, wow, that's a little bit interesting. I should have done that at my past traveling, right? So at this part, they're gonna take a little bit interest in it. So move on to the next part. Yeah, during low season, right? Most people do the travel on the high season, like when they had this tanggal merah. Yeah, and I give advice to save your cutie and do it on the low season. So on the next part, this is the soft selling. I start the soft selling because we are Airbnb company, of course. So the 5 tips is booking the room with Airbnb. So next one. So not only that, I give the benefit of the Airbnb what they get. Yeah, so I gonna put the sorry, back to the Airbnb. Yeah, I put the Bukit Vista photos too. I intend to make I think to write what is the name and what is the link to. So it's gonna be eye-catching, right? And they're already interested in making their traveling cheaper that way. So then when they see this, it's unique, or I can change it to other photos with cheaper price. I can make them to click it, and they can fly to book it, right? So next moment, I cannot. Okay, next. I cannot give the closing line, and moving on the suggestion on the next article. I copied this from the Game of Thrones article. Yeah, because it's connected with my theme, liburan hemat. So I put it on this too.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. Is there any?
Great.
Thank you.
Is there any feedbacks or?
I just want to ask, like, why did you choose the word tips?
Oh yeah, I forgot to explain that. So I want to create this relationship with our reader, right? So if you having this relationship with your audience, they're gonna expect what's more of you, right? So they're gonna waiting for your next article and have this connection with you. It's not always gonna have to be tips. I was thinking about the vistas or brilliances, but it's kind of common. So I haven't decided on that one. Maybe you can give it a bit. Vista is a little bit.
It's too internal, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Sales.
Yeah.
Well, we call ourselves BVers though, but yeah, Vita's trying it's too internal, people won't get it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you get what I mean. I am
Travelers?
trying to call them this
Yeah.
name.
Okay. Is there anything else?
but it has to be consistent. Like if you want to call them, if you want to make a new terms of people that reading our articles, like misalkan apa ya, misalkan behaviors gitu kita pakai buat this. Well, it has to be consistent that every article is supposed to involve to behavior so that people can understand behaviors apa. Oh, actually it's refer to me. Tapi kalau cuma satu artikel use that, it won't work. Yes, Rizal?
Oke, kalau dari aku mungkin dari awalnya udah dipilih target audience, otomatis kita bisa lihat background SES, social economic itu. Nah mungkin kalau ada nyantol di itu, mungkin di bagian apa sih, bagian Airbnb-nya bisa kita kasih harga sekalian. Jadi ada call to action. Jadi murah tuh harga siapa gitu loh.
Terdeskripsikan ya.
Oh, details matter.
On what part of the benefit?
Number 5.
Yeah, benefit everything.
Iya. Mungkin bisa dikasih
Biar bantu dan yang
bisa dikasih harga sama exact property yang cocok.
Iya, berarti fotonya itu dari exact property sama link sama harganya gitu. Oh, I see. Ya, itu sebenarnya tadi cuma namanya apa?
Bisa jadi kayak gini nggak sih, kayak langsung bayangin nginep di sini cuma seharga gini.
Iya, itu
For the next album.
You can do it on this article too.
Yeah.
Imagine nginap di sini dengan harga segini. Ini nih benefit Airbnb.
Cuman di bagian nomor 1, 2, 3 tadi nggak terlalu apa sih, connected gitu nggak sih?
Terlalu hard selling.
Soalnya nomor 1, 2, 3 itu
lebih general kan?
Terlalu general.
Kan halus gitu maksudnya. Cuma terlalu hard selling berarti kalau naruh link Airbnb. Gitu.
Link Airbnb.
Kalau kita naruh link Airbnb dan harganya sekaligus kayak yang kita bilang itu.
Menurutku nggak usah link sih. Kalau maunya buat ini. Cuman ini kalau misalkan kita kan taruh harganya tuh, bayangin nih kayak dengan segini aja tuh udah kayak gini kan murah ya kan. Pasti mereka bakalan nyari kan kayak gini.
Oh, for example only. Oke. Di screen, gimana kalau kita tahu screenshot layar listing? Apa betul? Kan itu ada kayak gitu tuh. And they can say what kind of
kayak jadinya seperti
seperti itu.
Menurutku, karena ini kan banyak anak konten chapter kan, sebenarnya itu si logo Airbnb yang ada di foto itu bisa kita ganti dengan semacam profil kita di Airbnb. Jadi kayak soft selling, jadi kayak diedit sedikit atau tinggal cari aja, banyak kok sebenarnya PNG yang kayak gitu, tapi bukan Airbnb gambarnya, tapi kayak profil Bukit Vista di dalam fotonya itu. Kalau mau diupload foto ini bisa juga seperti itu. Tapi menurutku pips itu aku juga setuju sama Mbak Ara sama Mbak Vita. Pips memang harus kita pikirkan benar-benar kosakatanya, karena kan gini, sebenarnya panggilan sebuah company kepada pelanggannya itu sebenarnya bagian juga dari bagaimana company merepresentasikan dirinya, kayak gitu loh. Jadi memang kita harus, kalau pips kan sepertinya kayaknya kita kan tidak bisa. Tapi kalau misalnya bahkan untuk jangka panjangnya bisa jadi panggilan itu menjadi panggilan yang selalu kita gunakan ketika kita menggunakan itu di welcome message atau di WA, Instagram dan lain sebagainya.
Dia welcome message juga hello traveler, kepanjangan itu. Hello traveler atau hello travelers.
Oke, I have to call the question. Pertama, saya nggak kepanjangan. Poinnya si Divanda udah mencatatkan semua feedback yang dari sama teman-teman. Itu sebenarnya buat konsiderasinya Dani lagi, karena di end kamu harus bercermin dari artikel ini. Apakah kamu mau mengiyakan atau mengamini atau melakukan ataupun enggak, itu konsiderasinya di kamu. Yang kedua, kalau masalah tips ini, nanti kan kita mau ngobrol ya, kita mau ngomong avatar. Terus kalau misalnya teman-teman masih ingat yang udah ikut copywriting guild sebelumnya, praktis paling bagus sebenarnya kan menunjukkan audiens itu nggak yang multiple, tapi kayak ngobrol ke satu orang.
Iya.
Nah, sedangkan pitching sendiri atau travelers atau boys and tools or whatever itu kan ngomongnya kayak kamu ke banyak orang. Nah, ini kalau kamu baca itu sekarang kan cok ini ngomongnya gak BA, kayak aku tuh ini. Jadi gak segmented kayak ngomong berdua gitu loh.
Nggak intimate.
Nah, apalagi avatar yang kita pilih itu salah satu brandnya itu adalah kita ngomongnya intimate. Kayak kamu ngomong sama teman berdua, instead of like ke orang banyak. Nah, gitu. Cuman vertikasinya masalah itu nanti bisa di avatar sekalian. Gitu. Terus ya, notes-nya udah di record sama si Divanda, thank you Divanda. Mungkin bisa nanti jadi consideration Daniel untuk revisi or making it better ya. Anything else yang mau ditambah?
No.
Ya, makasih ya.
Iya.
Boleh kita lanjut ya?
Iya.
Thank you Daniel.
Lanjut dong.
Ya woy, kelas tambahan.
Yes.
Talan. Bisnis New business from Ara. New interesting business from Ara.
Ini sebenarnya dari tadi aku duduk di sini tuh buat ini, gengs, tapi ya udahlah karena jadi praktis sana sini. Okay, so yay, we achieved the target that I actually expecting 10 people applicants applied for my giveaway, but now there are 21 applicants.
Wah,
Yay!
Kasih tahu lagi.
Okay, sir. So my goal was having 10 applicants for my giveaway, but we achieved to 21 applicants. Okay, so as already stated on the caption that it will be announced on the 13th of September for the winner. Now that I need the help of content you guys to actually evaluate for the winner. So I already divided 777 per person, and you already just basically can click from each pictures that I already uploaded there. You don't have to go to Instagram anymore to select one by one. So yeah, you basically just maybe for each person come up with one best candidates, yeah, and then it's up to you guys, but it has to be tomorrow. In what time it's up to you to actually get back to me, and let's discuss together from the 3 candidates which one is the best. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. New business from me. Maybe is there any further discussion about it? Okay, so maybe what time exactly can you decide to get back to me tomorrow? I think in the evening is okay though.
Content request. Put it.
It's actually it's related to our prime time on Instagram, right? You want to announce it on the prime time, right?
It's 6 yeah, prime time.
Prime
6 to
time
8.
7 to 9
So
or 11
So
to
before that
8.
we have to come up with the result. That's it. So
Okay, so 7 to 9. So we
7
can
to
upload
9
at
or
8,
11.
right? Announce it
Yes.
at 8. But it's like the day after tomorrow, right? So like for tomorrow, what time can you guys get back to me for the result of your champion?
Okay. You and Father.
Okay.
Can I nominate Ara and Rizal to have a sub-discussion about this?
Sure. Okay. Ya udah itu.
Kan
Kan lah.
Beda.
Oke.
Wikileaks.
Udah habis tenaganya. Oke. Alright. This week's Wikileaks sebenarnya aku udah practice man. Oke, Wikileaks minggu ini it's about agreeing not and smell of recognition. Jadi to research of your audience and make them feel relate to the person you're trying to describe on your copy. So basically get into their heads and feel what they are feeling. Okay. Yang tulis di labelnya what are their concern? Let's say the example is if they concern of their child's safety, and then your copywriting could be like it can be worrying being a parent nowadays. So many ways to think about. Sometimes if it's like 2 pair of eyes are enough, and then you are what you're trying to sell is actually this property have a full fence to like to make your child safety or something else. So yeah. So basically what I'm trying to say here is make the readers that read your copy is having a agreeing not. And that's me. That's me. That's me. That's me. Like a CEO. That's me.
I wish you
Do that for the copywriters.
So this is basically what you practice when you put on like a sustainable, right? You're thinking like,
Yeah.
what what if I'm having gorilla sex and then it's just like
Exactly. So like, what you're thinking is, what are they concerned, and then how they can relate to your copy, and then like, I want to have a gorilla sex like 2 nights in a row. So can this building
Sustainable?
So yeah, that's basically it. And yeah,
will my neighbor be disturbed?
yeah, exactly. So yeah, but
Examples.
you still want to practice with that?
I want to practice. I want to
Okay.
practice.
Okay, Jing. I have a audience concern in the left side here. Cannot ride motorcycle or scooter. What will you wrote to them? To make them feel
Okay.
agreeing, not
All right.
smell recognition.
All right, I would say not riding a motorcycle or scooter. All right. Do you ever feel you're missing out while your friends are zooming by all over Kuta and Canggu, exploring the hidden spots?
Zooming, okay. Ignore the typo. Zooming by and explore. Fuck. Kuta and what?
And Canggu, finding hidden spots.
Ah. Okay.
Well, what if you're already there? And they come to you. The location of this is right in the center of where everybody wants to be.
Okay, prime location, yeah, that's what you're trying to show, right? Nice. Okay. Is there any comment on King's copywriting?
Come on, hit me. Step on toes. Step on my face.
It's me!
It's me. Duh.
If you cannot ride a motorcycle or scooter, you get called if a copywriter writes you this and you read this on that copy. Do you feel called? Will you
I mean, depends.
not-
I think depends on the target. Like for foreigners, I think walking distance is just like, like it's not a problem for them. They are not able to ride motorbike or scooters. I don't know. I mean,
You're essentially trying to identify with that tribe and say, hey, look, I know the way you feel, right? I know what you're going through. And this is what I've created so that you are okay. You don't need to worry about it. I've created the condition just for you.
This is the identification. And this is our basically solution. Okay. So in order to come up with a solution for them, we're not telling them directly like, oh, you have a prime location. They might not know that this is actually the solution that I need. In order to make them believe that if this is the solution that they need, we have to identify them that, hey, this is a solution for people like you. So in order for them to understand that this is for them, this is how we call them. How we call it, hello, this is for you. So yeah, this is how we engage with them.
Like a vegetarian.
To this kind of audience that have concern, specific concern of an audience. Is that making it clear or yes? Okay. This is basically almost the same, but yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead.
yeah.
Good. Is there anyone want to try this one?
hard to find food nearby the normal things. So solution could be like they have kitchen, like complete kitchen.
Yeah, that's like that.
Try
Okay.
yourself.
So yeah, let's say our solution is a fully equipped private kitchen.
Oh, could be like
Okay. How will you call them? Like, hello, this is for you. This is for people like you that have experience and concern.
have you ever feel hungry in the middle of the night and
Hard to find project.
like
Yeah.
I mean that's like the core, the like feeling hungry in the middle of the night and couldn't find any worms around. We got your back. Why don't you stuff up our fridge?
Hmm?
I don't know. Why don't you stuff up the fridge, our fridge, and get your own healthy meal? I don't know.
Homemade, healthy. Nope. Got it? Okay. Yeah. Any comments? Like you?
I think the audience concern should be bounded by an upper boundary too, right? So we have a lower boundary, which is what they're worried about. But what got them into that place in the first place, right? Why is somebody in a place that's hard to find food nearby within walking distance? Why would somebody feel let's say, disadvantaged not being able to ride a scooter or a motorcycle? Why would somebody be, let's say, concerned about their children's safety? They're making a choice, right? They're making a choice about their upper Maslow pyramid side. I was thinking like this, hard to find food nearby. This happens at lot 6, lot 5, lot 3. These are beachside villas. They're very aspirational and beautiful, but it's far away from everything else.
Yes.
So the way that I think it needs to connect is you need to know what brought them there in the first place. How did they get to this concern? So I'm thinking like, for example, you say, hey, you love nature. Like, you love nature. You need a digital detox. You're getting away from everything. You found it here. But the sad that is, it's hard to find you too now, right? So once you have both sides, then you can kind of hit them with both what is the reason they're there, what is the problem, and then what is the solution. So there's an arc. You brought yourself to this beautiful location where there's this amazing coral reef right in front of you. You're a million miles from everywhere. You look up in the sky and there's a million stars. But you look around you and there's no food. So what do? You worry, you're like concerned, but we got your back. That's why we have to private chef. And now you get what you want, and your concern isn't a concern anymore. All right, children's safety. You're an architect, and you've always appreciated modern design. Beautiful sculpture, really, unique furniture. But the problem is modern design homes are not child friendly. So this is why we have a pool fence around it, stylishly made from eco-sustainable bamboo. So we've addressed that, right? You have the aspiration, the problem is there, and now here's the solution. You cannot ride a motorcycle or scooter. Why should you feel disadvantaged? What did you want? Right? Why would you want to ride a motorcycle or scooter? Maybe you're into discovering hidden food. Maybe you're into like finding out where the coolest things to do are. But what if you're already there? What if that stuff can find you? So then essentially, then that sells. So I get the feeling like for this, we need two boundaries, right? We need what the concern is, but we need to know what brought them there in the first place. And if we know that, then we can essentially grab our arms around that. It's easier to identify with people based on their aspirations than based on their fears, no? In advertising.
I think if you people will openly highlight the negative part easily, and
But you don't sell based on negative. You sell based on positive.
Of course.
Like Nike doesn't say buy my shoes so you don't lose games, right? Buy my shoes so that you win games. Insurance even, right? Not buy insurance so that your house doesn't burn down. Buy insurance so that you never have to worry about the livelihood. Well, that's actually buy insurance so you can focus on your family and not have to think about all this other stuff. Like, drink this energy drink so that you can win, not drink this energy drink or so that you'll lose weight or whatnot, right? It's always something like aspirational. And so if we're calling out, do we call using a negative call or a positive call?
Sir, I think when we use the negative call, that's not call actually. This is to make people have same perspective with
Identification,
us.
yeah. Signaling, okay,
Yes.
all right.
Because sometimes when people choose the property, he want to choose by what he fit, right? And the fit is the first aspect that we need to know is this property can defend my
Got it. Yeah.
you
They're
understand
working
what I
off their
mean?
negative checklist first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, they're working off the
Yes.
negative checklist. Yeah.
Yes.
That's true.
Alhamdulillah, ngerti.
No, I agree. I actually agree. A lot of times we used to talk about the Maslow pyramid. We thought people were looking at the top. People usually are working their way from the bottom up. They're working for, can I survive here?
Yes.
Can I be comfortable here first, right?
Yes.
Do I have security here? Okay, very cool.
Okay, I hope this will be useful for content for listing making, and I think this can be useful for recruiting actually.
Yes.
Yeah, if there's a host here. But yeah, hope you guys find it useful, and yeah, that's it. So before I end the meeting, is there any further discussion that we need to talk about?
No.
Okay. Okay, next Chairman will be the
Ivanda, my boy.
Ivanda, my boy. Today I'm chairing 2 meetings, man. You can do it. Come on.
Yeah.
Gambate.
Leadership culture, yeah.
Habis Ivanda,
Yeah.
sekretarinya, today F K
Kali.
Kali will be secretary, and Ivana will be chairing the next meeting. Okay, I motion to adjourn the meeting. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Meeting
Do
adjourned.
we need a light here in this room?
But I
Or
think
like
the problem
like a
is
standing light?
No.
Yeah, any kind of light.
the problem is that
Not the light, but
No, but I'm gonna take like a
Standing up.
yeah, standing light.
Ah.
Cool. That would look cool.
Okay.
Yeah, like that?
Okay.
Alright, cool.
Oh shit. Right, correct. Avatar. Okay.
Right.
tapi aku ada metrik
Aku
sama
juga
Vita
ada
sama
meeting,
Gani.